Hello, this is Melissa, your insurance exam queen. And in this video, we're going to talk about the difference between consideration and conditions because they look similar. And I've noticed that people get these two confused a lot. So we're going to deep dive into making sure we know the difference between the two and that we're choosing the right answers on our exam so that we can secure a pass. And this channel is all about securing a pass. Feel free to drop a comment below about what state you're in and what test you are taking. And I will share with you what is most important to study in that state and for that exam, as well as how I can additionally help you. I have the YouTube videos here, but I also have free resources available on my website at insuranceexamqueen.com, as well as class series that work for every state, available for both property and casualty and life and health. And we have a Facebook group where you can come and get support as well. And if you tag me, Melissa Dillon, I will respond to your questions and your comments there in the Facebook group, as well as here on YouTube. But in the Facebook group, there's a lot more. It's easier to interact in the group than it is on YouTube. So also, please subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps me out. It really does nothing on your end other than hitting the button one time, but it super, super helps out me as a YouTuber. So please subscribe and like the video. So let's talk about consideration and conditions. So both of them show up in like two different parts. Like you learn them in like general insurance or like PNC basics, and then they show up again because they're also parts of a policy. So they're like definitions, and then they're also parts of a policy. So conditions, so insurance contracts are known as conditional, meaning that they have rules that everybody has to follow. So like in order to get the insurance company to pay a claim, you have to prove that you had a loss. You have to submit proof and documents, evidence that you actually had a loss. And then the insurer has conditions where they have to investigate and pay the claim within a certain period of time. So conditions means that there are rules and duties and obligations that both sides have to follow. So that's what conditions means. It's conditional. This policy, this contract doesn't work unless both people follow the rules. So like we always say, like, you know, I want unconditional love. That means you want to be loved without any rules. So conditions means that there are rules. So insurance contracts are conditional. There are rules that have to be followed. There are things that have to be met in order to keep the policy in place. You really want to associate the words rules, duties, obligations, and ways of behaving when you think of conditions. So any question about conditions is going to be about a rule, a duty, an obligation, a way of behaving. That is conditions. And then knowing that insurance policies are conditional in that everybody has rules they have to follow. Everybody, it's not a free-for-all policy. You have to follow rules on both sides. Then consideration, on the other hand, so consideration is both again, a definition, and it's actually one of the four elements of a legal contract. So insurance policies are contracts. All legal contracts have to fit four things: agreement, consideration, competent parties, legal purpose. So consideration is one of the elements of a legal contract. And then the policy itself has a section called consideration inside of it. And so this is a topic that can be tested doubly than other topics because it comes from usually two different sections. So consideration is that both parties must bring value to the other party. So if we have a customer and a company, both the customer has to bring value to the company and the company has to bring value to the customer in order for this contract to be valid. And so they'll ask you, what is the definition of consideration? And it's both parties must bring value to the other party. Then they're going to ask you, what value is each side bringing? But of course, they don't just say, what value does each side bring? They say, what is consideration on the side of? So they're going to ask you, what is consideration on the side of the insured? And on the side of the customer, it is application plus premium. The application that you're filling out for insurance has all of your risks on it. Sometimes they'll say representations on the statements on the application, or application, however they say it. Plus the premium you're willing to pay for them to take your risk. And then they're going to ask you, what is consideration on the side of the insurer? And it is promised to pay a claim. So the insurance company is promising that if something were to happen, they will pay for a valid claim. They will pay for it. So again, conditions is about rules, duties, obligations, ways of behaving. Insurance policies are conditional. Everybody has to follow rules. And then consideration is that both parties have to bring value to the other party. And then the value that the customer brings is app plus premium. And the value that the insurer brings is promise to pay. All right, so I am sending you all the loves, all the vibes to pass the exam. Again, remember, please subscribe, like the video, drop your state and your exam below in the comments. I will explain what is important and how I can help make sure that you can pass. We also have our website, insuranceexamqueen.com, where you can find my class series that work across all the states, no matter if you're doing life or health, property, casualty, personal lines. All of it's going to help you in all of the states, because the bulk of the information is all the same anyway, and it will help make your state-approved course make sense. If you don't have a state-approved course, I recommend Excel using coupon code QUEEN. You will get $9 off, and you'll be enrolled into my class series for free. And make sure you come into the Facebook group for study support. So again, I love you. All the love, all the vibes to pass the exam. Have an amazing day.